team on that breakthrough run to the semi-finals. And Roy Keane, Gary Neville and Ian Wright are primed and ready, in part excited, intrigued and maybe just a little bit nervous as well, as we say hello to the pub gardens as well,
yes.
Up and down the land. Right, you saw England in Florida. Where are they on this journey under Thomas Tuchel to try and do something impactful here?
Well, what I saw, just with the time I spent with them, like a day and a half, they seemed very together. Everybody seemed very jolly, very calm, very cool about everything. It's like when you see like Thomas Tuchel going into different groups, talking to them, it's not like people are uncomfortable with him or like, oh, there comes the man. Everything was quite tactile and quite nice. You even saw the way, like even the way he is with, when you see with Harry Kane and how hugging, how he loves people. And I think that because he's been the club manager, not the international manager, he doesn't get them as often. I think he's trying to impart as much love and joy that he can with them, simply because, he doesn't get them long enough.
We usually, in the build-up to tournaments, have a lot of sort of hectic, frantic sort of noise around the England team, but it's been really calm, really quite muted. I think it's been a good build-up. That's the right way for England to sort of get into a tournament if they can.
Yep, it doesn't mean anything if they don't start well, though, Roy. Here we go. So listen, to win a World Cup, one of two things have to happen. Either you have a superstar, Maradona, Messi and Mbappe, or you have all your elite players playing to such a level, Spain, Germany, Italy, arguably, that that's how you get over the line. If England are going to do something, what do you sense it would be?
Well, I think that they certainly need everything to fall into place. You obviously need Kane scoring goals, you have no injuries, no daft sending-offs. I think momentum's a huge word in sport. Having said that, obviously Argentina had a setback in the last World Cup, but were good enough to recover. So I think for England, if they're dreaming or believing they can win this World Cup, I think everything has to fall into place for them. Yeah. And that starts this. So I think you're always going to have a belief and hope at the start of the competition. You just have to hope they have that, for their point of view, 3 or 4 hours' time.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the team then, and the headlines is it's actually the same team that began the last warm-up game against Costa Rica. So John Stones starts, Jude Bellingham is at number 10, which I think most people expected, and the wide men, Anthony Gordon and Noni Madueke. England still managing Bukayo Saka's fitness. That's very much the issue there. John Stones, you think that's quite important, Gary, because he is the one defender who's got World Cup experience?
Really important. I mean, I think if Gay had played alongside Konsa, we would have ended up in a situation where none of them would have played a World Cup match and they wouldn't have played a minute together. I think John Stones coming in there, I'm not saying he's a commanding, talkative centre-half, but he has got experience. He's been around the block. He's played in these types of games before. And when you're playing your first World Cup game, which is what Konsa, James and O'Reilly are, just having him alongside them and Pickford behind will make a massive difference.
Jude Bellingham at number 10. I think most people expected that. Did you anticipate that?
Yeah, I think so, because he's had a difficult season for Madrid, but the kid's a superstar. He's produced before in the big moments, so he's got previous. And I think sometimes the manager, when you're trying to make them decisions, you go back to the people you kind of almost trust the most.